More than 5 years since Sergeant Paul Tuzzolo was shot and killed in the Bronx. And tonight, News 12 reporter Katie Lusso sits down with 3 of the officers who were at the scene with him, who say that Tuzzolo is the reason they're still alive.
It feels like it was just yesterday. It feels like I could close my eyes and I could see everything.
On November 4th of 2016, their lives changed forever. Now a sergeant, Arvid Flores was Sergeant Paul Tuzzolo's driver, and Captain Emmanuel Quo was the patrol sergeant.
He was always the person you would talk to.
Because you know that calling him meant you'd always get the calmest, rational, right way to do things.
It was Friday, and they were almost done for the day when a call came in about a man who had held his estranged wife and children hostage for hours.
Remember, he said, let's go because I want to beat traffic.
Flores says they spotted the suspect and began to pursue him as he had parked cars and even a police car.
Chased him all the way around.
They cornered him near Noble and Bronx River Avenues.
I remember him look at us and had his hands up. I remember thinking in that moment that, we got him.
But then,
what seems like a split second, his hands went back down and he just came up shooting. I remember Paul's head tipping back violently with so much force that it turned him around, and he was looking at me.
Quo was directly behind Paul.
My leg just won't stop hurting, and I knew something was wrong there, but it just, at that moment, I just could not take my eyes off of Paul.
Flores and the other officers fired back until the suspect stopped shooting.
I was walking with my hands standing out, and I remember seeing it. I know there was a cop on the floor, but I didn't know who he was. When I looked down, I saw it was Paul, and I started screaming for his name. I saw he was not responding back to me.
Police officer Erica Sterling had just arrived as the gunfire erupted.
Just heard this really, really loud scream. At that point, I knew something was wrong.
She says she jumped back in her van and got closer to the scene to try and help anyone who'd been hurt.
When I saw them carry Tuzzolo to my van, I almost lost it. I just wanted to go and get help.
We were all screaming in the van. The guys were trying to do CPR on Paul.
To me, it didn't look good.
As Tuzzolo was rushed into the hospital, a nurse noticed blood on Quo's leg, and he was brought in as well.
Paul was in the first bay, and I was right next to him. And I just kept looking over at him as they were working on him. And he wasn't moving. That was the last time I saw him.
Paul Tuzzolo, a husband and father of 2 with 19 years on the job, was dead.
At that moment, everything stopped. My whole world just screamed because I felt that I felt him. I felt that I wasn't quick enough for him.
Sterling and Flores both have families at home and say they don't take anything for granted.
Till this day, I wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have 2 kids.
I appreciate every second. When I get up in the morning, I always kiss my wife and my kids before I leave to work.
All 3, but especially Quo, say it was Tuzzolo's final screams that the suspect had a gun that saved their lives.
I always wonder what he was thinking in that moment when he called out gun, knowing full well that he was standing right in front of him, because by doing so, I lived.
After Tuzzolo's death, he became a father to 2 beautiful little girls.
When my girls get older, they will both know about him. They're here because of him.
All 3 vow to never forget Tuzzolo, to be there for his widow and 2 sons, and to continue to honor him.
This is the place where our lives changed. This is where I was born again. He took a bullet for us. He sacrificed his life, and thanks to him, we're here.